Kyle, so good to see you. Such an important topic today. Why 60% of wealth transfers fail, and the conversation that every family needs to have this holiday season. The holidays, of course, bring families together, multiple generations under one roof to connect and look ahead, which is why it's also a great time to talk about family finances and the legacy that you want to leave behind. So I was surprised to learn that 60% of wealth transfers fall apart because of a lack of communication and trust. Why is it so hard for families to have these conversations?
Hey, Aaron. Yeah, good to be with you here and talking about this. This is a big one. Estate planning. What's the big reason? Well, money is so personal.
Yeah.
It is such a personal thing. And not only that, I think that, in our society, there's almost like a taboo or a stigma about talking about money, even if it's with your own family.
Yeah.
It's just not something that's really talked about at dinner tables, at least from my viewing so far. And I think that stigma and kicking that stigma is a big thing when it comes to making sure that these things don't continue to fail.
Right. So, why might the holidays actually be the best time then to have these conversations?
I think the holidays for a lot of people, not everybody, of course, it gives you the opportunity to kind of hit the pause button
Mhm.
on your daily life or your weekly, to-dos. And you kind of get to sit around if you're lucky and talk to the people in your life that are important to you about things you wouldn't normally talk to them about. And then you've got everybody together. It's kind of a perfect mix and a good opportunity, a good setting.
Mhm. All right, so let's get into the nitty gritty. What information should parents or grandparents share with their adult children?
Well, I think when it comes to this, you really need to understand your estate plan first and foremost. And you need to understand who your decision makers are. If you're electing somebody to be a decision maker, either in your estate or as like a power of attorney or something like that, they should probably be aware that you're appointing them to do that job at some point. And they should probably understand the responsibilities that come along with that too. And I think a lot of times, for us, we want to look at doing something like an envelope or something like that, where, hey, if something does happen to me, here's the right people to contact, whether that's your advisor's office or your estate planning attorney, whoever that may be. Some system like that in place is incredibly important.
Mhm. And what are the most important legal documents every family should review together?
The most important, I mean, obviously, are going to be your wills and your trusts and your powers of attorney. You've also got your advanced directives. So kind of like your living will, last wishes, things of that nature. In most modern estate planning packages that you're going to get, like a will or a trust package that's done, most of the time, all those documents come together. And those documents can each have a distinct set of decision makers associated with them.
Mhm. And I know that estate planning is part of this, and that's also something that you specialize in with your clients, making sure that they and their families are prepared no matter what.
Absolutely. And a lot of times we like to put together visualizers or organizers that can help guide these conversations with,
Yeah.
with families and just also, take it away from, hey, let's read this will or this trust line by line and make it more, okay, here's a visual representation of what my wishes are.
Mhm. So then again, you've been doing this for a while. Do you have any advice for how families can keep these talks positive instead of uncomfortable?
For sure. And I think the best advice, Aaron, is just knowing what your estate plan is.
Mhm.
This is a really hard conversation to have if you're not entirely sure what the plan is. How are you going to explain the plan to someone if you don't know what it is, right? So for me, understand what it is and then frame it the right way. It
Mhm.
shouldn't be necessarily about fear or loss or you're going to have your hands full. If you do it right, the conversation I think should be it's about the legacy. It's about the traditions. What's the purpose of the money? What's the purpose of the things that we have in our lives? And how is that to be continued? That
Mhm.
really should be how that's framed.
Right. Well said. Well, Kyle, if somebody would like your help getting the ball rolling, having this conversation to make sure again that their family is prepared, what's the best way to reach you?
Of course, the best way is through our website. That's firstcoastfinancialgroup.com.
Great. Kyle, thank you.
Thank you, Aaron.